Hello, welcome to the MineTrek.net game server. Currently working on the Voyager build still. Just kind of marking out some of the lines here for corridor. And once the corridor is in place, I'll be able to mark out the area for the crew quarters on the starboard side here, which will be mirrored to the port side when we're ready for it. This is kind of a boring process, but it's actually very enjoyable if you like doing this sort of thing, which I do. It's one of the few things that I do actually enjoy doing. I've got like 300 games that I've collected over the last 15 years of PC computer playing, and I don't play any of them as much anymore. In fact, I hardly play any of them except for Minecraft. Now, there are a couple of that I do enjoy playing, but I haven't gotten around to playing for a very long time. I just don't get any pleasure out of it anymore. In fact, it's kind of odd. Just placing blocks sometimes, even masking a hull, which I call decompressing, is a lot of fun when, whoops, wrong button. When you got nothing else going on, you just need time to reflect and think. So, but as I mentioned in the previous video, there is a difference between the deck plans that I'm using, which are the Cydonia 6 plans, which you can buy from Cydonia 6. There will be a link in the description, and I really recommend you do it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, these plans are really nice to look at. Granted, I'm squinting to see them, but still, they are, you know, quite nice. As soon as I can afford it, I'm going to order the entire set from him. I believe the Defiant is also out, and I'm going to use those as thinking out loud here. Yeah. Maybe that'll help me refine this a little bit better. I really don't want to tear it all apart and redo it again, but you know, necessity is the mother of invention. So if it comes to it, I will. But I'm not going to plan on it. If M. Heller says do it, and you know it really needs it, then yeah. But you know, for the most part, it'll be about 80 to 90% based on the Cydonia, and then the rest will probably be free build stuff. So we will see. We will see. Yes, we will. I keep forgetting that this is escape pod areas, so they're always a little bit bigger. But yeah, I'm just marking these off. I haven't worked to the aft section of the ship yet with it on this deck. I believe this is deck 6. But yeah, this is deck 6. So I haven't really done much as far as these are markers, so that I know for the most part the drawings are pretty accurate as far as location and stuff goes. But I'm still having issues. Yeah, this has to go over here because this is a window, by the way. 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's see here. Red. Red. Right. So that'll be a divider right there. So I'll have to look at the drawings again to make sure how many rooms go in this. This might only be one room, but we will see. We will see. If it is, I will set it up that way. And then we're... Come on. There we go. And... yeah, I could just go ahead and keep it right on tight with that. That's not really going to hurt anything. Give me a little bit extra room. And I'm following the contour of the hull, which is normally what I do when I'm laying out deck plans. The hull really is the best indicator for how to route your corridors and stuff like that, or along the edges how to route other things. So you really recommend you use that as part of your process. I've got a bunch of new cadets on the server. They're playing around with some of their builds and stuff. I haven't been over to see them, but I saw one of them was doing some nice work on a kit bash ship that DeBomb and I Panic had, and they imported 4 of them, and he was working on one of them. It looked pretty interesting. Like, got some good talent going on over there. Everybody has a different style for laying out corridors and things like that. You know, it is what it is. I like to have what I call, I want my corridors to look uniform like this. I don't want them kind of looking, you know, like you have a center line that goes into a wall, then starts over in this edge and goes to another wall, like I've seen on some of the builds, and I don't like that. But I could be in the minority, because it seems like most people, that's the way they build. They just get a pattern in their head and then they just work the pattern and they don't go beyond it. It's kind of a shame, really, because there's a lot of talent, you know, that could do that, but I don't know. To each his to own. And we're attached. Okay, cool. What I'll do next is I'll come along here, along this edge here, and in fact I can do that right now if I can select it. Yep. And this is the security section of the ship. Over there would be the that big section right there in the middle is a holosuite. You know, it's funny, when I first started doing the Intrepid class, oh god, 2-3 years ago, I was free building it, and I tell you, I knew every nut and bolt of that ship, and I was looking at the original strategic design plans, and I was pulling my hair out then, and saying, what the hell, this doesn't make any sense, you can't get these, and you know, they all lined up, all the stuff lined up, which is really, really nice. Again, we have a 3-wide corridor here. The ship's going to have a variety, just a real quick tangent here, the ship's going to have a variety of corridor sizes, 4, 3, and 2, because the last deck 15, is only only has a bunch of 2-wide corridors in it. But back on topic, I look at the Cydonia plans, and I tell you, not the Cydonia, but the strategic design plans, I was pulling my hair out when I was first doing this ship, because it was my first really big build. And I actually had to take a break from it because I got so mad at it and start working on something else, which was, of course, the Connie class, which is the one class I've built the most of. And I'm really happy that the A is, for the most part, completed. That was a really nice team effort for a lot of us that were involved in that to get it done, and it was a long process. And it'll help us with the Miranda class, and I don't know if I've uploaded a video or not about that, but I called the Miranda the Nebula by accident. Whoops, sorry, shoot me. But yeah, this is pretty much the process at this point. In order to get my spacings the way I want them, I have to gotta remember to do it this way. For the wall here, this is the only way to accurately get it uniform, and it's, you know, it's one of those time-consuming things, but it's a good thing to know about, to watch people do it, or at least, you know, too, so that you get a hang of it too. There are a lot of I teach myself one way of doing thing, and then between builds I forget how to do it. It's really frustrating. You know, and then I go back to my older builds, it's like, dang it, why in the heck didn't I use that design or do it that way in this build? And I was constantly reinventing the wheel. It's very annoying, very, very annoying to constantly be reinventing the wheel. But that is what I do. I reinvent the wheel. I am so special. And then we do this, and then we mark it off with magenta, and that denotes the area. And then later on I'll set it up for how I want it to look for true quarters and stuff. You know what, I'm going to do it this way. Give it a little bit of a rounded edge there. Yeah, there are a lot of unfinished ships on the server. The Milner, the Halo class, one of the ships Bomb was working on, looks like a Defiant variant. Heck, a couple of my own builds are still, they're ready for be fitted out, but they're not complete yet, so guilty as charged. Sorry. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get some of those done as some of these new recruits and stuff like that get get pass fails. Hopefully they get all passes, and can start ticking on some of these bigger projects. With luck, you know, some of the guys that are over there right now building on the cadets might even be the ones to finish this build, or come in and fix this build. That's another thing I really didn't like about this hull. I had to stair step down the phaser strip here. I don't like doing that. And the red dropped perfectly. This will be widened out because we're going to use the I Panic design for the phasers, like we have switched to most of the ships. To. Since this is a hollow deck, it's going to have double wall. It'll have the outer wall, the outer corridor wall, and then it'll have the inner wall for the hollow suite itself. I heard with 1.8, Jeb's working on, that's Jeb from Mojang, is working on a new water update, and it looks interesting. I hope he follows through with it. A water update would give us a lot more blocks to use, which would be kind of cool. In addition to the blocks that are coming with 1.8, so we might actually end up with a lot more blocks. And I need to pause this for a second because I have to switch back to my my image. Make sure I'm doing this right. Alright, it's only one in. So, whoops. Don't give me lip. There. And this is just that. Alright, so we have alignments to here, and this will of course be where the captain's shuttle is. Yeah, there's no pattern for it. Ah! Sorry, that's a little bit loud, I apologize. Yeah, and this is gonna fix this up as well. This is the Jeffries tube portion of the side of the ship here. And actually, I want to put one more in. Keep it uniform as well as I can. There we go. Odd. Well, it has to have access, and I'm looking here and it doesn't show any access to the ship. But this area on the deck plans is grayed out, so there. That's how I fixed it. Because you have to have access to all the Jeffries tubes throughout the ship, and the Cydonia plans as well as the original strategic design plans. Sometimes they don't make those connections. And if this is grayed out in the ship, and then it's dead space, then I'm going to use it for something. Probably going to use a lot of this dead space that's around the ship for something. I don't know what, but right now I'm marking dead space with these. With this block here, so I know it's dead space and that it'll be free to open to dink around with later on. That's not dead space. I'll come back and fill that out here in a second, but I don't think I have too much dead space up here. I'm sure I do in the separation planes, which, yep, here they are. I want to keep the quarters uniform. It's a trick I learned on the, whoops, darn it. It's a trick I learned on the, dang it. Darn it. On the last time I'll go around with the Enterprise A. Or actually, I started learning it on the Enterprise C. And I adopted it for the Enterprise A. And I went back and retrofitted the A so that the A was uniform as well. These, because the ship has this angle to it, the crew quarters are kind of an odd shape. And in order to keep, well, who is this? Fluff. Hey Fluff, what's up? Fluff's not happy. We had to make some changes earlier, and he was on here venting, which is understandable. He did a lot of work, and some of it got removed. It's not fair to him, but he wasn't on when we removed it, so you couldn't really consult him about it. But anyways, so I want the corridors and the crew quarters to be uniform. I want them to be as close to the original size as possible. That way there, when I come up with a pattern for this, I can adopt it for this one and for this one. And they're uniform. They all look the same. One of the problems I ran into with the Sovereign build is I couldn't do that on the Sovereign build. I didn't even think about it on the Sovereign build. And there's plenty of room on the Sovereign build. I mean, tons and tons of room on the Savi. So, but yeah, having uniform crew I keep calling corridors. Having uniform crew quarters is a big asset on the build, because then you can go from one to the other and cookie cutter them, which is pretty much. And then later on, somebody can come through if they want to, and you know, make them all unique looking in their own special way by putting a plant here, plant there, bed here, whatever. But for the most part, it is best to have them all uniform. Well, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish up what I'm working on here, and hope to have at least one of these videos up here in a day or two. Anyways, thanks for watching. Again, this is the MineTrek.net game server.